Okay, I've made a lot of spontaneous decisions in my creative career, but one that really stands out was in my year two in school. Yeah, um, I had never worked on like an actual brand design presentation document before. And like someone reached out to my sister, then my sister reached out to me. Someone I like really respect. So I now took the project. Mind you, by then they stole my PC. I don't have a PC. So I now took my roommate's PC. Then that piece was like 2 GB, 500 gig. Then all these old compact pieces carried to my bag. You see me sweating, breaking up and down for 20k. And then 20k was a lot to me. Wow. I can never forget. 20k. There were two of them. One was 20, one was 15. Then they wanted to do now for 12. And then I was like, no, I'm going to try and increase the price, but it didn't work out. He stopped working with me. But yes, I'll say that period was really difficult. It was really, really difficult. I never like worked on this kind of document before. Yeah, I was painting fearless. There was one night, as I was making the fearless, I was going like this. I just woke up, closed the fearless, closed the PC, slept off. And again, I was not sleeping in my house because I was no. Oh my God, Jesus, I'm mixing up. You see, there are too many spontaneous decisions actually. These are like two different things I'm mixing up. This one, I was in somebody's pieces. I was to be sleeping in the guy's house. And then the guy had like one roommate, so I had to be sitting on the ground. Oh my God. Because I was 20k. Oh my God, Jesus. So I used to walk on the ground. So I like sit down and like rest my back on the wall. So I was not sleeping on the wall. I just closed. I lay down on the ground and slept. So that was very spontaneous because I actually did not have what it takes to work on that project at the time. But I thought I'd know how. But then I like took it other ways. And then that was like the starting point for me into brand design. Because at that point now, I like did the full brand document. I did like all the different mock-ups. I did like the not requirements, now what do they call that stuff? Basically like the rules on how to use the logo is what they call it. So yeah. There are a lot of them. I'm mixing them up my head. Intuition and planning. I'll say they kind of go hand in hand in a way. I don't really have like a stable design process. I want to say it's as the spirit leads. Because on some days I have to do like serious research, so I work in a particular project, and then on some days, so I'm going to Illustrator. Thank God for Illustrator. So I'm going to Illustrator. It just comes like magic. I'll just start putting it together and then it works out well. So yeah, see this. There's really no balance. I don't know. It just kind of it just works out somehow. Okay, I say I would love to explore 3D related stuff and 3D in the context of AR, VR, augmented reality, virtual reality. In that context, yeah, I'd like to explore that. Okay, so there was one. There've been a lot, but I can't remember most of them. I just remember the emotions, but I cannot forget the exact things they say. But there was one that really stood out. I like worked on this project for this guy, and we've like been working for a very long time together. But then he's like always coming back. So I think that was a good thing. And then on this day, he was like, "Thank you for always delivering well," something like that. And then it now occurred to me that he does not used to give me compliments regularly because there's a particular standard that I've already set, and then he's like coming back again and again. So it's more like the compliments was not very vocal, but then like seeing where the compliments was coming from now made it make more sense. Like this person have seen me to deliver this particular kind of standard, and yeah, so that made a lot of sense. Okay, so I'll say as a creative, I figured that the environments where I place myself in kind of always determines how far I'll go, or how much I'll go within that particular space. So it's more like there's this TED talk I listened to where he was talking about how environment comes to be, and then so I figured it out that actually my environment affects my creative journey a lot. Thank God for where I'm working. I get to see how people are like doing their different stuff in their different fields, and then it kinds of creates a new sense of possibility for me. So I'm like, okay, this person can actually do this in this certain way. So it means this is possible and this is very feasible. And it's not very far-fetched for me. You know, these things that pastors say, like if there's a blessing in your neighborhood, it means not far from you. So like that. So the man I'm seeing them work, I'm like, okay. One day I'll do this thing. So it kind of just creates a new sense of reality for me. Yeah. Yeah, you can say that. There was this particular client I was working with, and so I started speaking. So at this point, I was like trying to test how much I can charge. So I like charged him like something very outrageous. Guy had no price, just accepted it, and I started feeling bad first of all, because this guy had not even priced me himself. It means he would have paid more, but now I'm by the side. So what I now did next was I now went to ChatGPT, because since I'm like receiving this kind of money for the first time, I'm trying to like give out as much value as possible. So I went to ChatGPT to generate a deliverable list for me for this particular kind of project. ChatGPT now give me the list. I read through it, but I saw some things I don't really understand. But I'm like, we'll go get down. So I now took the project. Then I think a month to the project also, and I realized that these particular requirements or this particular deliverables are not really necessary for a startup. So thank God we're working on Figma. I'm very sure the client doesn't know himself. I went back to the Figma file and I started removing some of the requirements without him knowing, because I mean, how would you know? But then for some of them, I went on the call with him. Then I told him this particular requirement is not really fit into like what I'm trying to achieve and blah blah blah. And then he actually agreed. And I started feeling, but like, why didn't I just even have the construct in the first place? So yeah, I was that was something risky, but I think once in a while we need to take a risk, yeah? We work ritual. I'll just depending on how I'm feeling at the moment actually. So sometimes talking to people about random stuff kind of just helps me come into the mood to work. Just talking, disturbing people here and there, stuff like that. And then sometimes about disturbing people, there are particular people at the office that actually disturb them a lot. Yeah, so and then some other times I just need to maybe sit down and then go through like different content. Thank God for Pinterest. Oh my God. Just sometimes looking at, see I'm working on a church design now, for instance. Looking at corporate designs kind of inspires me to work on a church design. I'm just trying to like show you two different stuff. So sometimes I might look at something very abstract, something maybe not even design related, but it kind of inspires me. So depending on how I'm feeling at the moment. How do I know? I feel like you just got feeling. I'll be like, this is the point where you need to let go. Because I actually had this question coming up as a designer. Like, when do you know when design is finished? Because there are sometimes I kind of stand with the notion that clients know what they want. Because there are sometimes when like working with particular clients, they make plenty corrections over and over again, and the final product comes out better than what I gave them initially. So again, I would like to work with them to know what they want, and then because again I see it as more of teamwork, but trying to solve about that problem together. Get so how I know it's complete. I don't know. I think in the moment, if you see I'm you know, in the moment, I'll just wait for that gut feeling. Yeah, in the moment I'll wait for the gut feeling. But how I really know if the design went well or not is that I like to do this kind of design check after like a week or so. Maybe not a week, maybe just like a few days. I come back to designs I did maybe like a couple of days ago or last week or something like that. Then I'm like, okay, stop here. You sanction that pass. You do please pay edit.
Wait, you just said.
So my bad. So maybe you be like, okay, you messed up here. You messed up here, but like you got this guy, you got that right. So I'll say my definition of design I did well is always in hindsight for me. It's majorly hindsight. Okay, my favorite tool to work with is Illustrator, Photoshop, those two combo. I just keep going back and forth again and again. Then these days I'm going to lean towards Figma because Figma just gives a lot. I don't know. Figma is you can use Figma for literally maybe not video editing yet. Not video editing yet, but then okay, so let me answer it from a general perspective. So art can be a form of therapy to some people, yeah. But to me, that is like in terms of me creating the art, if it can be therapy, I will not really say yes. Yeah, let's say it gives me joy, it makes me happy, like happy to create art, to create experiences, to create emotions that will last people's hearts for a very long time. But I can only say it's form of therapy to me. I'd rather have conversations with people again. Thank God for people in my life. I'd rather maybe hang out with friends or maybe play a game, play Call of Duty and have issues with people on Call of Duty.
I dey shit now. I dey for toilet dey shit. You come kill me.
Okay, so I'll say it depends on how the criticism comes. If it comes from like a point of correction, then I'll accept it fully. But then if it comes from the point of maybe of like spite or something like that, yeah, there will be this ego or whatever. There will be this friction at first, but then afterwards, I'll always sit down and have this kind of self-analysis because I like to observe myself from like a third person perspective. Okay, like let me watch myself act. I'm like, okay, this idea doesn't really make sense. Yes, so that we kind of puts things more in perspective.
In what?
Perspective. Or is it perspective or perspective?
Perspective is correct.
You shall get the point. I'll say I'll give all the credits to Pinterest at this point. Pinterest is the lifesaver. I'm saying this as soon as possible. Pinterest has a lot. Like if there's anything you need, you can sit on Pinterest. So I'll say I most likely would always start from Pinterest. And then depending on what I'm trying to work on, I can now go to particular people, particular places. There's this for brand design there's this site. Is it World of Brand Designs? Or I just type World of on my browser and it comes up. I've forgotten the name. Is that World of Brands or something like that? It shows different brands from like different professionals. And I gain a lot of inspiration from there also. So yeah. I prefer creating whenever the creativity comes up. I don't get time. Come to think of it, yesterday night at 1 a.m. I was working on the project at 1 a.m. yesterday, and then I'm like, oh okay, sorry, this morning I was working on the project this morning. And then I'm like, okay, so basically it just depends on when the creative stuff comes up. But then I would also incline towards working more in the mornings because then I used to be more quiet. Yeah, so I used to be more calm. Sometimes when in those mornings too, I would not want to work. I would just want to maybe be on my own or like think about something or like plan something else entirely. So
There's no any more active.
okay, so I'm active morning, afternoon, night. I'll say it's the research process because that is the point of the design process where you'd have self-doubt. Like, can I really do this? Can I really do that? Obviously, I'm working on the project. Thank God for AI. So I like fed like all the brief and everything I needed to the ChatGPT. And then at some point, now I felt like ChatGPT could not really help me. Then I sat down and then I'm like, I've been a designer for a very long time now. Shebi? But ChatGPT cannot help me, Shebi? You understand? So I'll say the research process because in hindsight, it becomes fun. But in the moment, it's strenuous. Yeah. Say the research part. How do I say inspired? I'll say attending and listening to tech-related conversations. So maybe not really how to design this, how to design that, but more of like two people talking about design, stuff like that. Then looking up different designs on maybe Pinterest, to Figma communities, so just basically surfing the internet and looking at different designs basically. A fact about myself, I really want money.
What?
I want money.
No money.
I want money. You will not understand. Had it been you and me, that's when you feel this need more.
You want money or you need money?
Huh. Which one is more important about you than more? Okay, need. I need money urgently. You don't need to build everything by yourself, and then you can easily get resources by conversations or just being on communities. I didn't I knew earlier. I would have joined particular communities, maybe like design communities or communities generally, particular ones, and then not try to join every community, but try to join the communities that be active. Because I've gotten good like clients through communities. I've gotten resources that I would normally pay for, gotten them for free on communities. I've asked questions that would normally take me very long time to get. So communities are something I would have adopted in a really long time. I would have been a developer, like maybe a software developer or a game developer. Yeah, I would have been into development. I had everything I needed. I don't know why I had no stats. I ran away from JavaScript. I'm not really sure I put it out there because I know a lot of people that ran away from JavaScript. So, but I didn't actually stay. But I ran away from JavaScript because design was giving me money. JavaScript was trying to take my mental health. So. Again, I'll say having conversations with people, listening to conversations by designers, and looking up reference content. Yes, what I like the most about being a brand designer is that I get to create emotions that would last in the minds of people. Because again, the idea of design or brand design is to create a personality for a business. So I'm kind of creating psychological emotions that would remain in the minds of people about particular businesses forever. So I think it's like a high risk something, and still it's very rewarding.